In 1970, when the World Cup first came to Mexico, thousands of international fans got completely lost looking for the stadiums and accidentally mapped out a secret coastline. This year, history just repeated itself. While the rest of the world stared at a scoreboard, a quiet wave of outsiders broke away from the crowds to find the real country. They found a historic city where traffic moves entirely through underground river tunnels, prehistoric coral reefs, and an active volcano that shapes an entire skyline. Forget the typical tourist resort. We are breaking down the 16 hidden destinations that completely stole the spotlight from the biggest tournament on earth. The football is officially over. But the real winner? It isn't a team. Let's go. When visitors looked back on their time in Mexico, many realized it wasn't a goal or a final score they remembered most. It was the places they discovered beyond the stadiums, and one of those places was Tulum. Tulum is unlike anywhere else in Mexico. It's one of the few ancient Maya cities built directly beside the ocean, serving as an important trading port between the 13th and 15th centuries. Long before football fans filled Mexico's cities, Maya merchants stood on these same cliffs. Today, those same cliffs overlook one of the most breathtaking coastlines in the world. The Caribbean Sea glows in shades of turquoise and deep blue, its crystal clear water dotted with small boats drifting across the surface. Below, soft white sand beaches meet the waves, while rows of palm trees sway along the shore, creating one of Mexico's most unforgettable landscapes. Some of Mexico's wildest landscapes have nothing to do with cities or coastlines. They're out in open ocean. Far off its Pacific coast, these remote volcanic islands rose from the sea millions of years ago. One of its most iconic sites is Roca Partida, a narrow volcanic rock rising from the deep blue Pacific. From a distance, the rock appears almost white, but not because of snow. Its cliffs are covered by thousands of seabirds that nest and rest here, leaving behind layers of white guano over the dark volcanic rock. Surrounded by ocean, waves crash against its base, creating white foam, while boats passing nearby. Beneath the surface, the surrounding waters are home to giant manta rays, dolphins, sea turtles, several species of sharks, and, during certain seasons, humpback whales. And that's exactly why it left such an impression. Founded in the 16th century after rich silver was discovered, Guanajuato became one of the most important mining cities in New Spain. Colourful houses climbed the surrounding hillsides, while narrow streets wind between brightly painted buildings, hidden plazas, and historic churches. Overlooking the city stands the Monumento al Pipila, honoring Juan José de los Reyes Martínez, known as El Pipila. He became a hero of Mexico's War of Independence after carrying a large stone on his back for protection while helping capture a fortified stronghold in 1810. From the monument, visitors can enjoy one of the finest panoramic views of Guanajuato. One of Guanajuato's most unusual features lies beneath the streets. Originally built to control flooding from the Guanajuato River, its network of underground tunnels now carries much of the city's traffic, leaving the historic center easier to explore on foot. It isn't always the famous places that stay with you longest. Sometimes it's the quiet ones. Located along Mexico's Pacific coast in the state of Nayarit, San Pancho, officially known as San Francisco, is a small beach town known for its relaxed atmosphere and natural beauty, where a long stretch of golden sand meets the blue waters of the Pacific and traditional thatched roof structures dot the beach. The town itself is simple, yet full of character. Cobblestone streets are lined with colourful buildings, creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere without the crowds of larger beach destinations. From the streets, it's only a short walk to the beach, where uninterrupted views of the ocean and rolling waves complete the peaceful scenery. Tepic doesn't show up on many travel lists. Which is exactly what makes it worth talking about. Colourful streets, peaceful plazas, and historic buildings show the city's past. At the same time, the city reflects the rhythm of everyday Mexico. Long freight trains cross through Tepic, connecting the region with distant places, while industrial sugar mills release smoke from their tall chimneys, showing the city's strong connection to agriculture and industry. Some places don't need a scoreboard to be unforgettable. Uxmal is one of them. Uxmal was one of the most important cities of the ancient Maya civilization, flourishing between the 7th and 10th centuries. Built in the distinctive Puuc architectural style, its finely carved stone buildings and impressive architecture reflect the remarkable skill of the Maya more than 1,000 years later. One of Uxmal's most recognizable landmarks is the Pyramid of the Magician, rising about 35 meters above the surrounding ruins. Its rounded shape and steep sides make it unlike most other Maya pyramids. As visitors continue through Uxmal, they pass wide courtyards, towering stone structures, and ancient pathways surrounded by lush greenery. Not every surprise in Mexico is on the mainland. Isla San Benedicto proves that. Part of the Revillagigedo Islands, this island was formed by powerful volcanic forces and remains completely uninhabited. Steep cliffs, black lava formations and rugged slopes rise above the ocean. While Barcina, a massive volcanic cone formed during the 1952 eruption, dominates the island. The waters surrounding Isla San Benedicto are famous for their incredible marine life. Giant oceanic manta rays glide effortlessly through the clear sea, while dolphins and several species of sharks are regularly seen in these nutrient-rich waters. Few Mexican cities wear their history as visibly as Campeche does. The city is surrounded by massive stone walls built during the 17th century to protect Campeche from pirate attacks. Inside those historic walls, Campeche feels as though it belongs to another century. Brightly painted houses line the streets, while rows of trees add a touch of green, making the city's colourful streets even more beautiful. Just beyond the walls, the Malecon follows the coastline for several kilometers, offering uninterrupted views of the sea. For many visitors, Campeche wasn't a place they had planned to see. Yet it became one of the destinations they spoke about most after leaving Mexico. Sometimes what stays with you isn't a place at all. It's a sound. Located in the state of Chiapas, Agua Azul is a series of waterfalls flowing through the Agua Azul River. As the river winds through the forest and flows over layers of limestone, it breaks into dozens of cascading falls, creating one breathtaking view after another. The waterfalls are famous for their turquoise color. The water gets its unique appearance from the high concentration of minerals dissolved in the river, combined with sunlight reflecting off the limestone riverbed. Depending on the season and water flow, the shades can range from deep blue to brilliant turquoise. Tepoztlán packs an almost impossible amount of beauty into one small valley. Known for its towering cliffs, lush greenery, and peaceful atmosphere, the streets here are always bustling with local markets, traditional houses, and everyday life, while mountains rise on every side. High above the town stands the pyramid of Tepozteco, built by the Aztecs between the 12th and 13th centuries. Perched on a rocky mountaintop, it overlooks the entire valley. Reaching the pyramid means following a forested mountain trail, where every turn reveals wider views of the surrounding mountains and dramatic cliffs. In Veracruz, Mexico's history and the sea have always moved together. Overlooking the Gulf of Mexico, the city is home to the port of Veracruz, the country's largest commercial seaport and one of its oldest. And naval vessels move through the harbor, making it one of the busiest waterfronts in Mexico. Just beside the port stands the San Juan de Ulua fortress. Built by the Spanish in the 16th century under the orders of Hernán Cortés, it has watched over the harbor for hundreds of years. Beyond the harbor, Veracruz is filled with colorful colonial buildings. The Malecón stretches along the waterfront, offering views of the Gulf while ships arrive and depart in the distance. As evening falls, the sea breeze, the sound of the waves, and the lights reflecting across the harbor give the city a completely different atmosphere. Some of Mexico's greatest treasures were never meant to be seen from land, there beneath the waters of Cabo Pulmo National Park. Located on the eastern coast of the Baja California Peninsula, Cabo Pulmo is where the turquoise waters of the Sea of Cortés meet the desert landscape. Beneath those waters lies one of the oldest coral reefs in North America. Scientists estimate this living reef has been growing for around 20,000 years. creating an underwater ecosystem that has thrived for thousands of years. Colourful coral formations provide shelter for hundreds of species. Vast shoals of fish move together through the reef, creating shimmering waves beneath the surface, while sea turtles, dolphins and even whale sharks can be seen here during the right season. For scuba divers, Cabo Pulmo offers the chance to explore this remarkable underwater world up close, swimming among vibrant coral gardens and an incredible variety of marine life. Not everyone pictured Mexico this way: cool mountain air, old silver mining wealth, and a town that feels frozen in time. That town is San Sebastián del Oeste. A town that was once one of the region's most important silver mining centers, where many of its historic buildings still stand today. Hidden in the Sierra Madre mountains of Jalisco, this small mountain town sits more than 1,400 meters above sea level. Surrounded by pine and oak forests, the cool mountain air and frequent mist give the landscape a peaceful feel. Walking through San here feels like stepping into another era. Narrow cobblestone streets, whitewashed houses with red-tiled roofs, wooden balconies, and plazas have preserved the town's colonial character for centuries.